Let's talk about one of the most embarrassing childhood stories I've ever had. It's at a campground. That campground is Santa Claus, Indiana, Lake Rudolph. This is back when I was probably early middle school. It's a pretty remote area, some small towns here and there, with a big theme park and water park combined. Holiday World and Splash and Safari right next door to Lake Rudolph. Very beautiful area down in southern Indiana, Spencer County, not too far from the Ohio River. There's a pizza place right across from there. I'm not going to name its actual name. I don't even think they're in business anymore. I'm going to call it the Stone Oven Pizza. The place was okay. Food was okay. But there wasn't much around for other fast food besides driving to other towns, and we were just not in the mood to do that. We stopped there because it's so close. Had the pizza, and boy, oh boy, was it greasy. No, that don't mix well. So that's like unleashing a nuclear weapon into your bodily systems. Something that will screw with you for hours to come. So in my case, that was true at the time. I had the pizza, went back to the campsite. It was getting late by that point, and I had to use the bathroom. I did it. I had no problems there, thinking that I'm in the all clear because I feel a lot better. And then I go to sleep, probably about 11:30 p.m. And maybe around 1 a.m., here's where the story starts. I just kind of naturally let out a big fart. It was no ordinary fart. It was a full-on mudding of my pants. I mean, full on to the brim and beyond. And oh my God, it was just every time I tell this story to people, they always laugh their butts off. It was coming down my legs. I was in the pop-out bed in our pop-up camper, and I had to get out of bed, crawl over another person sleeping, try not to wake them up, and try to figure out how do I rectify this giant mess. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Something you would see, like almost like witnessing a car wreck. It was so bad. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna try to strip down, because it was my underwear were beyond repair at that point. And the problem was, immediately when I get outside, our neighbors to the south of us were still out having a bonfire, and I'm like, oh shit. So I hid under the camper. I mean, like literally hid under the camper for probably about 20 minutes, waiting for them to kind of just go in, hoping they would, not really knowing what they're up to. And I'm like, you know, this is getting to be too long. And I came out slowly but surely, trying not to make any noise. And here comes a security golf cart. There are these red golf carts with the little amber lights on the top that kind of flash, at least at the time. I don't know if they've changed up since then. I'm like, frick. So I immediately bolted back under the camper. I'm hiding underneath the freaking camper at the very bottom, trying to stay out of sight, kind of behind the wheels, trying not to make a racket. And I'm waiting even longer. And then at some point, I've been waiting for so long, it's like, I just need to get this over with. So, tired of waiting, so I finally got some paper towels. They're like outside still, I don't know why they were outside. And I started to clean up. Oh my God, couldn't even see hardly at all, but I just had to kind of guess that I was cleaning in the right spot. So I came in, the person I crawled over was like, well, what happened? You were out there for quite a while. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. I crapped my pants so bad. I'm like, well, you could have told me. I could have helped you. I'm like, well, it's too late now. It's a little too late. And the problem is, we were one of the furthest campsites from the bathrooms, the camp store bathrooms. So we were about roughly 900 feet away from there. And the bathrooms are way up on a hill, and we're way down the hill. And there was people still out and about. There were still some people having bonfires at that time of night. You could smell it in the air. You could kind of see the glowing in the distance, kind of to the north of us where the restrooms were, and then the neighbors immediately over from us that were in plain view of our camper. So I'm saying I am not going out there like this. There's no way in heck. So everything worked out in the end, but that was one crappy situation that I will never forget. More childhood stories. When we were kids, me and the neighbor boys across the street, they had their own ski-doos, snowmobiles. They were the yellow ones. They took up the whole garage, their whole project and everything, working on them constantly. So they had to park all their cars out in the driveway. And we used to get towed on the back of those during the crazy winters like this. We'd have like a black plastic sled, and they'd have a long rope attached to it, and then it would be attached to the back of the snowmobile, and we would just be dragged all over our area, our neighborhood, and kind of beyond. It was very, very, very dangerous and stupid looking back. And the problem is, we never really told our parents what we were doing outside, because we knew we'd get told no or our butts busted, so we kind of neglected to tell them. And we went on a ride. This is multiple times we went on a ride. We just wouldn't tell our parents because we didn't want to be told no and miss out on the fun. We'd be dragging, I mean, it'd be so cold and be getting dragged crazy speeds. I mean, you're fighting to hold on, especially if you're in the back. Like, we could fit 3 kids on one sled easy because we were a lot smaller back then. And we had some near misses where we nearly collided with like a tree about this size right here. We collided with a row of garbage cans and ended up knocking them all over as we were ramping a snow hill. So we went over that and wham, right into all of it. And then we nearly wiped out into a row of big bushes. So that was a lot of fun. Top speeds, it was just for a very short time. They would get up to about 60 miles an hour for maybe 3-4 seconds, and they'd back it off. And they'd do it again for a very short amount of time, and then back it off. But it was all throughout our neighborhood. We have plenty of straight roads throughout here, very, very straight, so we can kind of get away with it. But they had to keep the snowmobiles very straight when doing that, so there's no craziness going on, if you know what I mean, like getting severely hurt. But I mean, we were going through all the neighbors' yards and stuff, going down the main roads, and we'd finally get so weak from all the cold, snow in our eyes and everything. I was wearing glasses at the time. I couldn't see crap sometimes. And the kid in the back usually fell off first. And I mean, you had to walk home in some cases. Like, they wouldn't even know you fell off. They're just like, oh yeah, Jerry fell off. Yeah, we don't know where he went. He's probably on his way home. And that's back when cell phones, like the iPhone, didn't even exist. This is before that time. This is like 2004, 5, 6 time frame. And I mean, it's just before the iPhone, so like things were way different. People were more chill. You know, we knew the dangers and we accepted our fate if something went down. But I miss those days so much. Man, we were just crazy as kids. We would go exploring through all the woods in our area. We'd like walk a mile through all the woods, see what's on the other side. We even walked so far we found a creek. My other friends were quite big troublemakers. And I'm going to call the other one Jerry, like I mentioned. That's not his actual name. And we found like an older camper, somebody's property. And what did he do? He decided to pick up a big rock and just smash one of the windows out. And then the guy immediately came out and said, "Hey!" I was the first one to run. I ran all the way back home, about 3/4 of a mile, all the way through the woods, running through all them thorn bushes and stuff. I didn't give 2 craps. I'm out of there. And then everybody else followed behind. I don't think he ever got busted for it. There was really no security cameras anywhere at that time. That was a long time ago. People didn't just have Ring doorbells. Times have changed, for the better, for the worse. Double-edged sword for sure. I'm still trying to live and have fun before age starts to set in. That's why I'm doing this. These videos, guys, they're never ever meant to be taken too seriously. Let me make that clear. Second of all, these videos are to get people outside. I feel like a lot of younger folk especially don't get outside enough and are missing out on fun stuff like this. Yeah, is it risky? Absolutely. Going outside is always risky. It doesn't matter what you do. You know? Heck, a tornado could come through and maybe you're up in the air. I'm just taking it to the extreme there, but you know what I mean. Anything can happen inside too. You know, you could fall down a flight of stairs, but I don't want to get into that. Life is dangerous, folks. Nothing is safe. Safety is an illusion. These videos are just mostly for fun. Do I have anything coming up? I have found another mini bike project. It's just a matter of getting it from the other owner. So I'm not exactly sure what mini bike model it is. I've seen the pictures. It's really nice. Been taken care of. I'm going to be getting it for $100. And like I said, it's not 100% guaranteed, but it looks maybe like a Baja Heat mini bike, kind of like this one that I'm riding. So it's been taken down to Hog Rock in southern Illinois and off-roaded there. So it looks to be slightly older, but I'm willing to take it on as a challenge, see what I can do with it. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do entirely yet. I've got some ideas. It looks to be a black bike with like a silver headlamp, very similar style to this one, and I'm looking forward to it. $100 for it. I gotta help the guy get out of his garage because his garage is absolutely full, so he's a busy man. And once we get that out, I'm gonna try to start working on it. As for videos on it, this channel is not really meant to be too technical. I don't like chasing technical videos. It's just, I don't find them fun to produce. I just prefer to just chill and do basic rides, but I'll try to see what I can do about that. I just don't enjoy spending a ton of time covering very, very detailed stuff. I never really have. So I like to get videos out quick, dirty, easy edits. That's what I like. So consider liking and subscribing. Thank you. Peace out.